Shalom Akyam, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham, Kakudash, Brakatam. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham, Kakudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, for teaching this word. This video, I may title it The Judgments of the Most High that is to come. You know, got the prophecy all over the scriptures. The first one is going to be in 2nd Ezra chapter 15 down to verse 14. Now you see there's heavy prophecies in 2nd Ezra. Ezra saw the vision of what's to come, of Jacob's trouble, a time like never before. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe meaning destruction. So death and destruction is to come. For the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up in a fight against another, swords in their hands. Now in this case, when it mentions sword, it doesn't mean an actual sword. Well, it can, but it's meaning a weapon. You know, anything that can cause destruction. You know, or pistols, guns, swords, knives. You know, even in Isaiah 7, it was talking about arrows coming down on the land, which is talking about the ICBM missiles, which will be shot in World War III at its peak. You know, how it's a metaphor for the missiles. You know, and here it's talking about swords. You know, the sword. You know, there's going to be chaos, riots. You know, people going to be invading each other for food. You know, fighting, you know, slaying each other for food because, you know, when there's a lack of bread, when food is scarce, people are going to lose it. When they have nothing to lose, they're going to lose it, man. You know, neighbors spoiling each other. You know, family turning on each other. For there shall be sedition among men and evading one another. You know, like it says here, like I just went into. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Right? So these people, they're going to riot in the streets. It's going to be all chaos. They're not going to listen to the president. They're not going to listen to the mayor, to the politicians. You know, because the modern day kings and princes is these presidents and these politicians, like I said. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So there's going to be martial law. You can't just go in a city or leave as you please anymore because it's going to be locked down. There's going to be troops at the checkpoint. You see how in these movies, how there's maybe troops, maybe there's a pandemic or a zombie outbreak and you can't just walk in. You can't just drive in. Except that's how it's really going to be out here in Jacob's trouble. And there's going to be uprising against the government, you know, under the civil war. It's like an argument. It's a bit sick. Salakia. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah. Forgive me. Okay. 15:1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight. Salakia. Okay, let me start again. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards this people. Cast them out of my sight, let them go forth. Man, Satan, man. Trying to do a lesson, and here I just have to sneeze all of a sudden, man. But let's keep pushing. Shalakia for the interruption. So let's keep pushing. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. So here the Most High is talking, but when it says Moses here, it's talking about the law, and Samuel in this case is talking about the prophets. You know, I said the Most High, he took Israel out of the land, and he put them into America in bondage. Okay, verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity, right? So a lot of people are going to be put to death, by way of the sword, by way of famine. And the scriptures say, man, it's better to die from the sword and from the famine, There's little things that's worse than a faith to be fated for famine, That's a terrible way to go out. You die slowly. It's like a slow, agony death. Oh, it's lucky, man. Anyways, let's keep going. But yeah, there's going to be great famine out here in Jacob's trouble. And before that, let me go to Isaiah 65:15. Like 13, so like, therefore, thus saith the Lord God. I was talking about Yahweh. Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Right, so the elect in the time of trouble, you're going to eat. We won't know exactly how, but the Most High will make it happen. And we're going to the elect will have a sound mind in those times, a stable mind. Because what does it say? Roughly paraphrasing, wisdom shall be the stability of thy times, because we're going to have this word and this truth in us. We're going to eat the whole roll. And this world will be in us. Sorry, this word, not the world, but the word will be in us. And we're going to know exactly what's happening and why. While these people will be bugging out, they won't know, what's going on exactly. But we've been prophesying this for years, But yeah, we're going to eat in those times. Let me go to Matthew, actually, first. It's 24:21. This is Yahushua speaking. For then shall be a great tribulation, such as what... For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor shall ever be. Now, there's going to be a time of great tribulation. Since of all the history of the entire world, from the Adam, from Genesis to now, there's not going to be a time like Jacob's trouble, essentially. Think about that. Out of all the events that transpired, it's not even going to compare to what's about to come. Hey, man, Jacob's trouble is going to be insane. Let's get the etymology. Actually, let me look up tribulation. The definition of tribulation is distress or suffering resulting from oppression, or persecution. Also, a trying experience. So the elect is going to be tried. Everyone is going to be tried. The whole earth will be facing the tribulation. No one is going to be exempt. Everyone's going to be tried. All right? Distress or suffering, let me say that again, resulting from oppression or persecution, right? So Esau and his military, he's going to try to persecute Jake, especially the elect. The men of the Lord, the true men of the Lord, in the house of David. He's going to come after us. You got all this AI. Esau is a crafty enemy. He's a crafty serpent. And with this new technology, it seems like every year it's getting more advanced and more advanced. You don't know what you can do. What kind of propaganda you can put out there. Jeremiah 25 and 32. Thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. So worldwide, the slain of the Lord shall be many. The Lord is going to slay these heathens, these 2/3, all around the world, from one end to the other. They shall not be lamented. All right, let's go to the word lament. Oh,